You want to do this? This is fun.
Okay.
So you say, you know, whatever.
This is Trixie and Luxx for Trixie YouTube channel. Yay, whatever that meant.
Woo! Hi, it's Trixie Mattel, and if you don't have eyeballs, I'm here with the fabulous Luxx.
It's me, Ariba Dirkchi. I literally watch every YouTube video that you've probably like ever.
You do?
I do.
Oh my God.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm kind of like a stan.
Oh God, yes, I love that. Thank you.
Not even kidding. Like, season 7 of Drag Race, I was like, I see something. I do.
We all saw something.
Me, mind you, I'm like sitting in my room at like 12 years old, like, I see something in her. I got it when nobody else did.
When you mean you saw something, you were like, I saw something I was afraid of.
No, I was like, everybody, like, they were like, we don't get it. And I was like, I get it, you know?
See?
You did it for me.
I had a 12-year-old stan y'all didn't know about. So I'm gonna glue down my eyebrows while you, I guess, meditate, and we'll be right back. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, to be personal and vulnerable on the channel for a second, I have a boyfriend, but that's not what I'm gonna be vulnerable about. I have a tumultuous life, and I have learned through bitter experience that me dumping, process talking, working out my life in real time by like unloading on my boyfriend, the person who lives with me, isn't always the best approach. And for me, being able to talk through my challenges, talk through my strategies before I go home and bring that conversation to my partner has been life-changing for me. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. To get started, you just answer a couple questions about your preferences, the type of help you're interested in, and BetterHelp will match you online with a licensed therapist. And one of my other favorite things is you can get people who have experience in a lot of different types of care. Listen, LGBTQIA people, we have different problems. Why? Because the world presents us with different problems. If your therapist isn't right for you, you can switch at any time for any reason at no additional cost. With BetterHelp, you get the same professional care you get in office, but a therapist who's custom picked for you with more scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Trixie Mattel. I've also linked them below in the description. Don't forget, Trixie told you wellness is a beautiful thing. Now back to that incredible video. Wait a minute, what primer is that? The new milk one?
It's the milk like mattifying primer.
I just got it.
It's really good.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
I was just gonna try it. Mine is in the other room.
Is that enough? No, that's not.
What do you think? Look how big my head is. Okay, Jesus.
Sorry.
Now, when you walked in, I said I love your little Adidas track jacket, but look at your little merch.
Oh my God, yes. So the original drop was just gag them a bit. And people were like, oh my God, you need to make for sure. So I was like, okay, I'll do it for DragCon. And here's for sure. So there might still be some on the website. I don't know.
I guess I'm gonna put some foundation on. I got my little Trixie sponge here. Woo!
I'm also putting on foundation.
Can you grab that? I don't care
falling.
if you touch it with your foot. It's okay. You have nails on.
I do.
Do you have nails full time?
Sometimes, off and on. It's just more convenient because nails is always like the final step to like me being in drag, and if I can cut a corner, I will. And I can like live with acrylics.
Can I ask, how many times did you audition for RuPaul's Drag Race?
I auditioned 4 times.
Okay.
So I started auditioning when I was 18 because a lot of people don't know this, but you don't have to be 21 to audition for Drag Race anymore. So I was like, freshly 18, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start auditioning for Drag Race because I'm bored, and like, why not? And literally, who knows? They could cast me, and then, you know, I'd be super unprepared.
Now,
go home first. But
looking back with your fresh eyes now, at 18, do you think you were ready to serve, work, and turn it?
Absolutely
No.
not.
So it's kind of a blessing.
I'm so happy that I didn't get on Drag Race. Like, I think about it really often, and I'm like, my whole storyline would have been, oh, she's like a fetus, kick her out right now. My entire audition tape, I wore probably 2 wigs, and I just switched the part, put in a ponytail, did something. And I was like, as I was filming the tape, I was like making the looks in my dorm room because I was in college. So I would get in drag after class, film the tape in the stairwell by my dorm room. I sent it and it got 0 traction. And then I auditioned a second time, and that one was a little better. I auditioned a third time, and that's the one where it like got some views and stuff like that. And that's the one where I was like, okay, that one's pretty sickening. And then I auditioned the 4th time, and I remember in the middle of filming my audition tape, I looked at Thomas, he's in the back, and I was like, I just got on RuPaul's Drag Race.
In the middle of the tape, you said, this is the one.
Yeah, I was like, I just got on Drag Race.
Thomas, did this happen?
In the stairwell to
what
my
if Thomas
apartment
is
building.
like, no, bitch. Thomas, she said that every year.
honey, she said that every year, honey. She said that every year, honey. We brought that back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm like so flattered because really, I mean, I don't feel old or anything, but I feel like yelling into a void. And my last thing I ever think of when I'm making these videos is that any other drag queens are watching them.
Oh my
Because I
God.
think drag queens relaxing are probably like, get the f off the TV. I'm not watching
I
that.
will kid you not. Some of the girls like come off of Drag Race and they're like, I'm never going to watch drag or Drag Race again. I hate drag. I'm quitting it. Hi, Poppy. She'll appreciate it. But
Good, because we're keeping it in.
good. I like still like will watch like Drag Race the same way I did like when I was like a fan. Like I love the show.
Can I ask, when I got ready for my first time on Drag Race, I remember spending, I mean, didn't have a lot of money. So I maybe spent $600 on my whole package. Maybe. Can I ask what you spent or what's the ballpark? Because I think the word on the street is that the girls now, there's a pressure to spend more and have more and, you know.
Well, I wasn't pressured to spend more. It just so happened that the things I wanted to wear cost a ton of money. And for me, I was like, well, this is like my dream. Like this is like the thing for me. Like I like want to go on Drag Race and I want to like have that experience. So it's like I wanted to be fully comfortable in what I was wearing because I knew that at the end of the day, whatever challenge was thrown my way, I would at least look good on the runway. And that for me is the most important part of Drag Race. I don't care if you're not funny, if you can't sing, act, or dance. If you do not look good, literally get off the TV. Get the queen off the TV. I'm not watching
Get that off the TV.
I'm not watching
that.
Ballpark, I'd say $30,000, I think.
Wow.
And you can put that in. I don't care.
That's
But,
okay. Who cares? I don't think people need to know. I am doing something wild and complicated. I got these from Trio Beauty. They are these little sponge tip bouncing applicators with
I feel like
stencils.
I don't know if I've seen you talk about it or someone else, but I've seen that product.
My sister-in-law
Yes.
uses it, and I was like, I want to try it.
You
And
talked about it on the channel.
Yes,
I
and
told you I watched.
the company saw me talk about it, so Trio sent me this. And Trio, before I do this, I've seen this work really well on normal people, but I'm not a normal person, so I hope it works. And if it doesn't, I'm taking it off. Get that brow off the face. I'm not watching that. Yeah. Basically, the system is a little gel, this little bouncer, and you go like this, and then you hold up a stencil, and you just do it. And I hope this isn't crazy.
Well, we'll just have to see. Oh my God, you put the, like seeing it in person, you put the eyebrow like really high.
Well, I've done stencils before, so I know that for my drag makeup, I have to pick it up and move it, or it's too short. You know what I mean? If it was this long, it'd be too small for my eye.
Yeah.
So I have to like migrate it. You know what I admire about you?
Me?
You really believe in yourself.
I do.
And I also believe in myself. And I feel like it's like not cool to like believe in yourself and want good things for yourself. I feel like the attitude in the world is like, F my life, it's horrible, nothing's ever gonna get better. And I never feel that way.
That was like my one like thing going on Drag Race. I was like, everybody's always so terrified to like speak highly of themselves because you don't want to be the one person in the room that doesn't have a problem. And I talked about this there, but I was like, I feel like uncomfortable sometimes even joining in on certain conversations because it's like everybody's like, yeah, this is the story about how like my dog was hit by a van on like my grandmother's funeral, like while like
This
some
is a
random
story of a girl named Lucky.
literally. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, I don't know. I grew up upper middle class with loving parents and I'm doing Drag Race at 23 and all my dreams are coming true. It's like sometimes it's like in a situation like that, you don't feel like you really have anything to contribute. But I don't know. I feel like we need to have more positive stories of people on television. Like society is already corrupt enough and like everybody's always just waking up to like horrible things happening. If you're watching something for entertainment, I feel like you should at least bring a little bit of happiness to it, you know?
That's beautiful, by the way, whatever that is.
It's the Norvina Volume 6 palette.
Beautiful. I think this is turning out good, but I don't want to speak too soon.
Okay.
You're like, yeah, don't.
No, it's not even that. It's just, I try not to, I feel like in a couple seconds, my entire mood is going to change because like one little thing is going to be off.
Oh,
and
that's,
then,
you watched this channel.
Yeah.
Where we're like, isn't this amazing? Oh my God, it's horrible.
Luxx, can I ask you, having watched it since you were very young, do you feel like you know the game a little bit better?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely went into it with, I've like studied the show. Like I've watched every season. I'm not even kidding, not an exaggeration. I've probably watched every season of Drag Race probably 5 times.
Love that. I don't want to pivot to myself, but I will.
No, please do.
So people say season 7 is the worst ever.
One of my favorites.
And I think it's aged really well.
It's one of my favorites. Everybody
People
from that,
hated it when it was on.
everyone from that cast, like they're the Drag Race girls, you know?
Yeah. People forget like Violet, Fame, etc. elevated the runway.
Oh, for sure.
A lot.
Like, if it wasn't for them, like, we'd still be wearing, like, Charlotte Russe on the runway.
And like bar bodysuits.
Yeah, and it's like, even like season 7, and I even say season 8, like, Kim Chi, like, kind of revolutionized, like, post Drag Race, like, social media. She was, like, the first girl to, like, post photo shoots, like, of her looks. Like, the girls were just, like, posting screenshots of, like, this is me on the runway.
Kim had new merch every week.
Yeah.
Like, Kim is amazing. Hi, Kim.
Hello,
Hi, Kim.
Kimberly
Have
Chi.
you met Kim?
Never.
Oh, she's amazing in person. I mean, you know, she and I go way back. She is a piece of shit from hell, but
work.
the makeup in person is just, there's a reason why she's the best.
I'm also just obsessed with Kim Chi because I think she's, like, hilarious.
She is. And when she dies and we go through her phone, all the screenshots, every time you've ever looked bad in drag, Kim has a picture of it saved on her phone.
Well, she'll probably have, like, 1 or 2.
You're like,
I'm kidding, no. They're sons, trust. Don't go dig for them, though. I know they will.
I have a question. Do you think that this hair is 40 inches?
You're asking the wrong person. Honestly, you would have to ask Irene, but for me, yes, if 40 inches is a state of mind for me. The whole 40-inch thing, it was so funny. I'm glad that it happened.
Everyone lies about their size, but then when someone...
Oh, but when I lie about the inch of the hair that was taken from somebody else's head, I'm the bad guy.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
It's one of those things where you're like, a normal person wouldn't care either way how long this hair is. It takes a real wild person to be like, get the ruler, get it now.
Yeah, I just said it, and I didn't expect for me to be like dragged through the mud and called like a dirty liar and dishonoring my family. I didn't expect that.
Well, someday if you get like a side job, let's say working at like Home Depot, and they're like, do you know how to measure and cut wood? You're like, yeah. Well, they're like gonna be like, well, what about this clip?
And I'm gonna be like, I don't know.
You guys, I don't know about stenciled brows because they always look stencily. It's giving a little bit Margot Robbie, directed by Greta Thunberg, but you know.
Bobby.
I hate when people ask me this, but I'm interested in people's experience. What was it like meeting RuPaul for the first time?
It was like wild, but oddly like comfortable. Like, I don't know. The first thing she told me, she was like, I love your jumpsuit, my entrance look. She was like, I love your entrance look. And I was like, thank you. And then we did the photo shoot challenge and she said it again. And I was like, so I'm going to be on the wheel.
She loved you.
Because she's mother.
She like cried for you.
She did. That was like gaggy. That was a moment. You can kind of like see it like in my face when like it was happening. I was kind of just standing there like, what the is happening? Like, that was kind of the moment where I was like, I'm on Drag Race. And like, RuPaul is like having a visceral reaction towards me. Like,
right.
It was gaggy.
I have this Makeup by Mario palette I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling a little lazy, so I'm like, this will work me out.
It looks really pretty.
Yeah, I think it'll work me out. Who are your favorite brands?
I really do enjoy the One Size products. Those are really good. The Anastasia eyeshadows. Oh, I love MAC. MAC is like,
I love MAC
too.
too.
Some of my tried and true products are like MAC.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Trixie Cosmetics.
Oh, well, thank you. Are you on our PR list? We can add you.
I'm not.
We could throw you on the list.
Thank you.
Okay, I softened the middle of the brow and I think this is better. It just isn't so.
Yeah, I see it. It looks good.
Do you like getting recognized?
Yes and no. It depends on
the mood.
It depends on the mood, the environment.
You know, when you're like hungover at an airport, is anybody feeling social at an airport?
No, I hate talking at the airport. I was in the Delta Sky Lounge once.
Rich.
I tweeted, I was like, please, if you ever see me in the airport, do not come up to me. I'm always at my worst. And then not even 10 seconds later, some woman came up to me and she was like, oh my God, I just have to say, I'm such a huge fan. And she was like, I was hesitant to come up because I did see your tweet, but I couldn't resist.
My version of that is, I know you don't like hugs, but can I have a hug? I like this palette, by the way. This is nice. I would use it again.
It does look really nice.
Me gusta. Have you had any fans say crazy things to you yet?
Not really.
Oh, good.
And I think it's because, it's gonna sound really bad, I don't give a very welcoming energy. So it's like, if you're meeting me, I feel like you're not expecting to, like, me to even like, which if you do, I will care, trust. But like, I don't give like trauma dump energy.
Right.
So I think that people come up to meet me and they're expecting like, you know, say the catchphrase, you look really good.
Yeah, I've gone so 360 on it. Now I like don't really mind hugs and I'm kind of fine with whatever people say because the truth is I never know what to say. So the more they talk, the more I'm like, oh good, they're gonna get as much out of this as they can. Kim Chi taught me this too. She was like, you get so worked up about what you're gonna say to them. It doesn't really matter what you say. Let them say whatever they want. That's what's important. And she's right.
Because,
this makeup
like,
is beautiful already.
Thank you.
I'm still on the fence about this Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer, but I'm just kind of with it because it's here. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I'm so lazy now though. That's my, post-COVID, we talk about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The energy is they get what they get.
I feel that.
They get what they get.
And I hate that I'm like developing this mentality, like so like
Girl.
2 seconds being off of TV, but honestly it's like they're kind of gonna live for you no matter what. So it's like
I never think that way as much as I think like they get what they get is kind of a your version of like, girl, the shit you think they notice, they also don't even notice.
Yeah.
I used to be like, the fans, I want the fans to think this. And very swiftly, I just started to be like, I didn't do drag so that I could be focused on what other people thought of it. So why do I think that now?
That's very true. I think that's kind of what I'm getting at with the whole like they're gonna live no matter what because they're
also welcome to not live.
Yeah. Another thing that I also would like tell myself on Drag Race is that people's expectations of me are only based on what I've shown them. So it's like,
ooh, love
if
that.
I'm like, they only expect what they think I can do. So it's like, oh, well, I'll just do what I did in my tape or what I did to get here because that's what they liked. So that's what's gonna get me far. And I feel like a lot of people lose sight of that because they get into a room with a bunch of other people who may be like getting more praise than they are. And they're like, I have to do what they're doing. And it's like, no, well, maybe it's just not your time to get praised, you know?
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal.
Can I ask you, as someone so studied, was there things that surprised you or was it exactly what you expected?
The one thing that did surprise me is how much of it felt like you were on a TV set. It's like, I didn't really expect to like walk in and like be able to like glance up and like see like the rigging. Like I knew you would see some lights overhead, but like it really does not feel like you are on Drag Race. And also it was weird because I'm gonna have to use tape for this, but it was weird because like in my head, I could like hear like underscoring for like certain moments.
You were directing it
like
real
in my
time.
head I was like, oh well, this is the type of music they put in a moment like this. It wasn't just silence in my head for me.
This Trixie Cosmetics concealer brush is the exact size for my little nose, and now if it's dirty or I don't have it, I like accidentally paint on a completely different nose.
But we're two queens who also have like kind of polarizing nose contours.
When I saw yours in person, it shook me.
It's severe. I've softened it though. I don't really do it. Wait, did I say it wrong?
I softened it.
Oh, like what would you say, like softened?
She says breasts hilariously as well.
Breasts?
I like that. Yeah.
Breasts.
Breasts? Should I just say, like,
I love that. Is there any talents you wish you would have had a chance to show that maybe you didn't get to do? Do you have like a flamethrowing act or something?
No, I feel like I showcased like pretty much everything that I could do. And that's the one thing where people are asking me, since I, famously did lose the show, people...
Hey, I've lost it as well.
It happens, but
It happens.
And then you won again. So
Hey, I
it's
lost
like,
twice technically.
you did. However, you were the first queen to come back and not leave the episode like that you came back.
Thank God. I was so delusional though. When they were like, you stayed. And I was like, of course I did. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, I can't believe you stayed longer than one episode. I was like, I can't.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah. But though, I look back and I was very ill-equipped. I wasn't at a mindset you are at such a young age. TV scared me, camera scared me, RuPaul still scares me. I'm still scared of her because she really is my idol. I mean, you go to DragCon and you stand there and you look at 40,000 people shopping, 20 franchises all over the world, and you think, this is all because RuPaul put on a wig one day.
Yeah.
It actually
and just said, I can do this.
If she hadn't done that, none of this would have happened.
I can't believe you're almost done with your face and I'm still doing my eyes.
No, but I'm really fast, so don't worry about me. So I'm gonna do some powdering. She's gonna build
do the rest
more,
of my face.
and we're gonna meet in the middle and be right back. One of the great things about being a Drag Race queen is you get to meet anybody you've ever wanted to meet from Drag Race. Is there anybody you're excited to bump into?
I'm excited to bump into Naomi, like post being on Drag Race. We've like chatted a couple times like online. I remember when she followed me on Instagram, I like cried because like she's like the one for me. Like I'm obsessed with Naomi Smalls, and I know she knows this because I tweet about it pretty often.
Just every day. Hey, it's still me.
It's still me. I'm still here.
I'm still in love with you.
Day 55.
Bye. I've always loved Jessica Wilde.
I love Jessica.
When I got to meet Jessica Wilde in like 2015, I remember being like, yes. Can I ask, you have quite a prolific Twitter.
I do.
How did you become kind of a professional tweeter?
I don't know. I kind of like grew up in like the like growing stages of like social media. So
You've been training your whole life for this.
I've been training my whole life to lose the best Twitter Wowie to Fierce Delicious.
I'm sorry you lost. Did you really want to win?
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, I would have loved to win, but also like I don't need.
Also, you just lost Drag Race.
Yeah, I just lost Drag Race.
Losing.
I'm losing is my thing right now.
Yeah,
honestly.
You're in your losing era. Can I ask, who did you think was going to win Drag Race?
Me.
That's great.
I thought it would either be me or Sasha, if I'm going to be honest. I think that in a sense, I still kind of have the hope. Not the hope, but like.
I think Sasha's just going to turn around and give you the money, don't you?
Well, we're working on that, but
You're like, I'm open to it. I'll take the
I'm
money.
open to it. I'll take the prize. I didn't place below safe for like 12 consecutive episodes.
Wow, that's really, I mean, that's amazing. Do you know how hard it is to just be safe when everybody's that talented?
Yeah, people don't really take
Like,
that into account. Being safe
everybody's-
is like a godsend.
Everybody's so good on Drag Race. It's easy when you're at home and you're watching, and they use the magic of editing and storytelling to show who's struggling or show who's doing the best. In the room, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. And then when they say someone wins the challenge, you guys are watching the edited version that makes sense that they won. In real life, you're like 5 different people could win that challenge today.
Oh, for sure.
Who knows? You know who I really want to be back on Drag Race? I want Sasha Bell, who is Frisbee Jenkins now, to be in the pit crew.
Oh my God.
That's my dream.
Mama.
Nobody thinks drag queens are sexy, and people like Sasha, who are really sexy out of drag, need to come in
And just show bitches. why
yes,
she still got
whip
it.
that fat, thick out and lay it on the workroom table and say,
And just say,
what?
and just say, I'm here.
She makes all those other pit crew people look like, I don't know, sand people, mole people.
Yeah, Bruno is pretty stunning in person though.
Yeah, of course, they're all gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I love, Bryce, the redhead, we love him.
Yeah.
He and I keep in pretty good touch because he loves video games, he plays guitar, we're kind of the same person, except he runs ultra marathons. Bryce runs ultra marathons, which are 50 miles.
I don't even know if I could walk a mile.
He's incredibly
Isn't he like
dedicated to fitness. Hi, Bryce.
Isn't he like a scientist or
He's an
astronaut or
aerospace
something like
aerospace engineer.
that? Work.
Yeah, and I asked him how he got his job on the pit stop, and he was like, well, I had just been broken up with and I wasn't eating, so I was super cut.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd always kind of been into photography, so he found a picture of David Beckham in underwear like this. And he lit his bedroom the same, set up his camera, took his own picture, one picture, and put on Model Mayhem. And 2 weeks later, Drag Race was like, would you like to be in the pit crew? Isn't that crazy?
Daddy.
Other models don't want to hear that story because it's like,
They
it
get
just fell in his
envious,
lap.
You know.
Wow, look at that highlighting.
Mine?
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
It is pretty major, I guess. I get asked like a lot, like how do you do your like concealer? And I kind of just
I've been watching you. It's a layering process.
yeah, I go from like darker to lighter. And then I'll like
interesting.
set it with like a really light powder. I actually went out of order with my steps. I typically do foundation, and then I do blush, and then I do contour, and then I do concealer.
Foundation, then blush, then contour, then concealer.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I do foundation like here, and then I do my cream blush.
What you got there good? P. Louise?
Yeah,
Cosmetic base.
It's like a lip product, but I use it as like a cream,
Yeah, you do.
like
bitch.
blush. It is like perfect, like ready, like orange.
Wow.
And then when I set it with like my powder, it kind of like neutralizes
that
a
looks
little bit.
really good.
Thank you.
You're a great makeup artist.
Thank you.
You know what they're obsessed with asking in interviews? I've been asking this lately. They love to be like, which Drag Race cream would you kai with? And I think it's just interviewers.
No, I've never been asked that, and I'm glad because I will say none of them. Well, I wouldn't say none of them, but
I think interviewers are just pleased that they know the word kai and they're trying to like show off.
yeah, it's like so. If you were on if you could go back on Drag Race, would you like work or would you slay? It's like they like know 2 words.
If you wanted to be sickening boots, would you tea?
Or would you the house?
Yeah, yeah. That's
And I'm just like, well, I obviously with the house, but you know,
obviously the boots house tea. Yeah.
down, mama.
And it's always like on a Zoom for a local newspaper. It's like, so your boots is sickening tea. What about your work?
And is it the house? Yes or no?
I got this CoverGirl Peach Punch Blush that smells like peaches, which I think is crazy.
It does smell like peaches.
Or I got this from the Alice in Wonderland ColourPop collection called Oh Dear. This really soft pink.
That does look really pretty.
This might be too light even for me. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is a too light for me. We're gonna switch over to this CoverGirl Peach Punch Blush. I did an all CoverGirl video and I was gagged.
They have really good makeup.
Yes!
I don't think I've ever used the CoverGirl product.
Me neither. I just always thought like for a drag queen, that's the one area of CBS I'm not gonna venture into. And
CoverGirl don't cover
the
boy,
skin
baby.
looked so good. We were sitting in here like, what? This is
Yeah.
pretty. My face smells like peaches, which I also really like. Are you painting on your nose?
Yeah.
I gotta watch this.
Okay.
Your nose is about as egregious as my eyes, as far as like redesigning anatomy from the top down.
And then you just kind of take it.
Wow. That little brush. You are so patient.
It is a tiny brush.
If my brush had to be that small to paint my nose on, I'd never get in drag.
My under eye is creasing so bad.
It's over. Well, it's over.
Well, it's over.
My face smells like peaches. This is really nice. All right, so we're gonna just finish this little look up here and we'll be right back. My God, you look incredible. Thank you for coming and getting in drag.
No
and
problem.
everything. Like,
Thank you.
I know this is the type of thing you probably committed to, and then this morning you were like, why did we do this?
Actually, the complete opposite. I've kind of been planning my entire weekend over doing this.
Oh, good.
I like went
There's
I
something
went
really-
out like to like the bars yesterday, and the entire time I was like, I shouldn't be drinking because I have to be up to film this.
That is something no other drag queen ever would say that they would do. So that is very sweet. I think we look good. I mean,
I think we look pretty phenomenal.
ooh.
Just two women ready for life.
Tell everybody where they can find you, support you, and love you.
You can find me across all platforms at Luxx Noir London. That's LUXXNOIR London. You can go on dragqueenmerch.com, buy some merchandise. Really cute stuff over there. And yeah, you can stream my music on Spotify, Apple Music, all that.
This is a Trixie Mattel channel, okay? If there's a safe space for drag queens to sell things, it's here, bitch.
I would tell you to vote for me for the Wowies, but you guys let that Canadian one win. So.
Oh my God.
And I say that with the utmost respect for Canada. I hate Fierce Delicious.
Damn. And on that note, Fierce Delicious, please come on the channel. It's time for your rebuttal. You guys should keep fighting, and then next year you can fight for the crown again. And it can be like an annual thing.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't fight with other drag queens for fun, what the are we doing here?
Literally.
Thank you guys very much for joining us today. We're so lucky to have Luxx, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.